What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, undefeated, rising, welterweight, superstar boxer, Jaron Boots Ennis has gone back and forth with former junior welterweight world champion Maurice Mighty Mo Hooker, who was recently signed to face off against former junior welterweight world champion Regis Prograis in the showdown. But after the pandemic and the virus and quarantine, Maurice Mighty Mo Hooker stated that he is now moving up to the full 147-pound welterweight limit, right? And reports surface now that Maurice Hooker reached out to negotiate a showdown between himself and Jaron Boots Ennis. Maurice Hooker is 27-1 with 3 draws, 18 by way of knockout. He won his last fight against Uriel Perez. He lost his unification bout against Jose Carlos Ramirez, and he was scheduled to face Regis Prograis. Right. With that said, that fight was supposed to take place in April. Obviously, the pandemic hit, quarantine, the virus, and everything took place, derailing sports, not just boxing, and this fight. So with that said, Maurice Hooker, who's 30 years old, stands 5'11", and has an 80-inch arm reach, is an orthodox fighter, and now he's moving up to the full welterweight 147-pound limit. Now reports are surfing that Maurice Hooker and his team have reached out to schedule a showdown, to stage a showdown with Jaron Boots Ennis, who's highly touted, who's highly expected to be a superstar within the sport. He's 25-0, 23 by way of knockout, 22 years old. He's an orthodox fighter, 5'10", 74-inch arm reach, right? So Maurice Hooker has a 6-inch arm reach advantage, and he has a 1-inch height advantage. And Maurice Hooker is 30, Jaron Ennis is 22. So these reports surface, and they're saying that, due to the fact that Jaron Ennis campaigns on Showtime, that's what's preventing the fight between Maurice Hooker and Jaron Boots Ennis, right? Mike Coppinger is reporting that welterweight matchup on the zone between Maurice Hooker and top prospect Jaron Boots Ennis was proposed for later this year, but Ennis turned down the fight. Ennis has ties to Showtime, complicating the efforts, meaning that because he's on Showtime, Maurice Hooker campaigns on the zone. There's a roadblock there preventing the fight, and that Jaron Ennis is turning down the fight due to his side of the fence being unwilling to do business. Well, Jaron Boots Ennis has responded. He said, that's all cap. He said, this is bull. Getting false information. Y'all out your mind. I'll hurt that boy. Tell him to call Showtime and make it happen. I'll gladly welcome him to 147. So Jaron Boots Ennis said, this is all, a cap, that they got false news, false information, that he is definitely willing to face off against Mighty Maurice Hooker, and welcome him to the welterweight division, because this would be, like I said, this would be Maurice Hooker's first fight at the full 147-pound weight limit. This is a great fight for both guys. I think that Jaron Ennis would be, I favor Jaron Boots Ennis to win this fight, hands down. I think that he's just more athletic. He's stronger. He has. They both have high ring generalship. Maurice Hooker has power. He has a great jab, great boxing ability, great skills. I just think Jaron Ennis has, he has the advantage as far as athletic ability, speed, and he's just naturally a bigger guy, right? Physically, right? Now, like I said, Hooker has a 6-inch arm reach advantage, as Jaron Ennis has a 74-inch arm reach, and Maurice Hooker is 5'11", Jaron Ennis is 5'10". But when it comes to power, right, Jaron Ennis clearly has the edge in power, and that's where Maurice Hooker came up short against Jose Ramirez. And Jose Ramirez doesn't have near the speed, athletic ability, and the accuracy of Jaron Boots Ennis. So I think this is a perfect fight for both guys. it's a great name for Jaron Boots Ennis, as everybody's been waiting to see him step up in the level of competition as far as namesake goes. You know, they want to see him in there with a big name and see how he reacts. And for Mighty Mo Maurice Hooker, you know, moving up to the full welterweight limit, you know, and after already being a champion into junior welterweight limit, being in big fights, you know, and having a big wiry frame, a la Terrence Crawford and Tommy Hearns, right? He's like a mixture of both, right? He's in between. He's taller than Terrence Crawford, who's 5'8". He's 5'11", but he's shorter than Tommy Hitman Hearns, who was 6'1". He's 5'11". So he's 3 inches taller than Terrence Crawford, but he's 2 inches shorter than Thomas Hitman Hearns. But his frame is very wiry, and it puts you in the mindset of both guys. And he does have power, and he has a great jab. But Jaron Ennis is like a bigger, stronger, faster version of, you know, Devin Haney or Shakur Stevenson, even, dare I say, Terrence Crawford, right? So I think that his athletic ability, his power would play a huge part in this fight. And I think that this would be a huge fight. And this, at this point in time, where there being little to no fans in the arenas, there being social distancing and sports just getting back in the groove, this is the perfect televised fight to have with no fans. And it's still a big fight, right? It's not a pay-per-view fight, but it's the perfect televised fight for today, how they're displaying today's sports, especially boxing, right? It's the way they have it set up. This is the perfect fight for that, right? All eyes will be on deck. Everybody be paying attention to this fight, and you know, it would be huge. So I think that this fight should push through. I don't believe that Showtime will stand in the way of making this fight. I believe that Eddie Hearn, who is the promoter of Maurice Mighty Mo Hooker, would be willing to allow Maurice Hooker to campaign and showcase his talents on Showtime. And the zone itself, the platform itself, is financially suffering right now anyway. So this makes perfect sense to stage this fight. And Jaron Ennis is saying, y'all got it twisted. Y'all got some false information. I'm not turning down anything but my collar, and I definitely welcome him to the welterweight division. And clearly, Mighty Mo Maurice Hooker, he was scheduled to fight a rough, rugged guy like Regis Prograis, you know, and then he stated that was going to be at a catchweight anyway, and then he stated that he can't make that weight. He's going to go up to 147, and he even invited Regis Prograis to continue to fight, but let it be staged at 147. Regis Prograis said, I'm campaigning at 140. Make weight or the fight is off. So this is the perfect fight. Let's make it happen. Let's see it. I think this will be a great fight, and it's a great step up for both guys, because Jaron Ennis, ability-wise, would be the best fighter that Maurice Hooker has faced. And as far as namesake and abilities, Maurice Hooker would be the biggest name and fighter for Jaron Boots Ennis. So it's a perfect introduction to the welterweight division for both guys. You know, it's to set the stage for future big fights for both. So let's see how it all plays out. Kind of puts me in the mindset of when Timothy Bradley and Devin Alexander fought early in their careers. Now, they was both undefeated. Maurice Hooker is not undefeated anymore. Devin Alexander and Timothy Bradley were both undefeated, but it puts me in the mindset that was the introduction to, you know, one was getting ready immediately to start to become a superstar in the sport, and the other one was going to have to reinvent themselves and start to build themselves back up to becoming what everybody believed them to be, and that happened to be Devin Alexander's. Timothy Bradley got the victory. It was a lackluster fight. I don't think this fight would be a lackluster fight. I think this would be fireworks in this fight, because Jaron Ennis brings it, and Mighty Mo Maurice Hooker don't mind bringing it as well. So I would love to see this fight come to fruition. I'm all for it. Make it happen. Like I said, I don't think that Eddie Hearn has a problem with getting Maurice Hooker a big fight and allowing him to showcase his talents on Showtime. And Showtime needs big fights. So this is the perfect fight. Make it happen. Let's see how this all plays out. And like I said, I'm favoring Jaron Boots Ennis in this fight all the way. I don't even like the idea of Maurice Hooker moving up to welterweight, even though he has the frame to do so. Just don't see him as a welterweight fighter. He puts me, like I said, his frame and his appearance puts you in the mindset of a tweener between Tommy Hearns and Terrence Bud Crawford. But his fighting style puts me a lot in the mindset of Robert Easter Jr. And I don't like Robert Easter Jr. to campaign at welterweight. So let's see how this all plays out. But that's all I got for y'all. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.